Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the message is clear. You guys have enjoyed the first part of this series so much that not even 2 whole days later, I decided to immediately record and finish the final part. Especially since you guys really want to see if I can go ahead and unlock the final world as fast as possible, you know, using all of these insane admin items. So yeah, if that is something that is going to be interesting you, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And as well, if you guys want to, feel free to join my Discord server. It's going to be linked in the description. But yeah, apart from that though, let's go ahead and let's jump right into this final part. Alright, so first things first, if I remember correctly, we had unlocked, yes, 9 worlds. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we didn't really do too much in the sense of like maxing out. Like, as you guys can see, I do have like some, you know, mythicals and phantoms, but obviously we can do much better. For example, I'm pretty sure, yeah, we have the eyes, which can actually go up all the way to Supreme. And as well, we do actually have some kind of like, I guess, quote unquote ISOs, like this legendary over here, mid, this rare over here, even more mid. So let's go ahead and let's get that solved. So starting off over here, the Psychic Mayhem, we're going to be needing some granny tokens. Now, the best way to grind that is probably just going to be running around, since I am pretty sure the majority of these enemies, yes, they do actually go ahead and drop the granny tokens. Awesome. Guess I can go ahead and just, you know, run around just like this because, you know, my range is literally just this massive. And maybe apart from that though, I could also work on some new stuff that was added in the recent update. For example, I'm pretty sure, yeah, there was a lucky spirit added here and it's going to be found in this gacha. Now, yes, I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be saying, wait, SMG, Starluck? I mean, do you even need Starluck? Like, your pet's already broken. Well, yes, I would say you're absolutely right. However, let's be honest, right? The pets in the final world, I am 99% sure there are supreme pets that can be hatched. And obviously, the more luck I have, the more supreme pets I'm gonna get. And then those supreme pets would probably be able to, like, I guess, replace all of these, like, legendaries and epics. You get the idea. More luck later on is gonna make me even more broken. But anyways, let's get back onto this. Let's just, I guess, auto open this lucky spirit thing. And in the meantime, I'll just go ahead and run around and maybe even, yeah, because we ran out of the tokens, let's go ahead and pop on a drops potion. That way I'm going to be getting 2 times the amount of drops. And as well, do I have maybe some kind of better potions? No, nothing at the moment. Okay. Probably as we go ahead and continue grinding through the game, we will find some small things which will actually go ahead and buff like other stuff, like for example drops, but as well energy, speed, basically all of the stats in the game. And actually that does remind me of something. We need to go ahead and do all of the obelisks in the game, and as well, not only that, get all of the special auras, since there are quite a lot of auras, and as well jewelry that will go ahead and buff our energy gain. So whilst we go ahead and quickly open up this Psychic Mayhem gacha, let's quickly see what we want to go ahead and get on first. Now, the best way in order to get jewelry is probably going to be the Leaf Raid, simply because, you know, the boxes there do drop a lot of like jewelry stuff. So I guess for the time being, what maybe I should go ahead and grind instead is definitely going to be the obelisk, because that way I'll get extra accessories, I'll get the obelisk parts, you know, completing the SS rank quests, and maybe as well I'll get some other items like the auras. I'm pretty sure a lot of them drop auras as well that are going to be really broken for energy grinding. So yeah, let's start off by probably, yeah, heading on over to the Earth City and let's claim the SS rank quest, which is going to be somewhere back here. Alright, so this is going to be the very first SS rank quest done, and as well we also managed to get one of these 4-star helmets. Followed by the second quest done, and if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we didn't get any accessories from there. But that's gonna be completely fine though, because I don't think getting the accessory from that world is even worth it, because there are better ones, I believe, in like the Titan City, which in fact, as you guys can see, we are already really close to unlocking it. So let's quickly speedrun all of these quests really quickly. So here's the 3rd one done, the 4th one done. And yeah, I think you guys kind of get the rundown of what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be running through every single world all the way up to probably like world 8 or something, just until, you know, I'm too weak in order to continue, you know, defeating all of the bosses. Then from there, just like I said, when we've reached the boss that we can't exactly one-shot, it's time to see how broken the obelisks are going to make me. So this is what my energy looks like when I go ahead and equip everything energy on. basically 200 DE energy per click. And then as I go ahead and quickly, you know, run through each world and spam by the obelisk stuff, or should I say activating them, you guys are going to be seeing my energy gain slowly increasing. For example, this is what my energy is looking like now after activating all of the obelisks. It is practically double what it was originally. Plus keep in mind though, we can probably go ahead and do a bunch of rank ups as well. Yeah, we already have like well into the UD, so we can probably get like 1, 2, 3, and yeah, around 4, 5, maybe even 6 rank ups in the matter of like what, maybe like a minute or two. Plus as well, keep in mind, this is all without any like potions or like food items, you know, the ones that you can get from over here. So in reality, it could actually be technically much higher. In fact, that actually kind of reminds me, what am I doing? I'm literally wasting resources here. Let's just spam a bunch of potions, so then that way there's like no excuses of me not being like maxed out. And yeah, I think for the time being, that is relatively good. Let's quickly open up all of these. Do I have any like energy ones over here? No, I don't have any energy foods, but I do have this 10% damage milk, which I think for the time being, I'm gonna save until, you know, I get to a specific raid. But yeah, now with the obelisks done for the time being, the next thing on our list is probably going to be maybe checking out and making sure that I have like all of the worlds done. For example, I know I have a bit of stuff here that I could technically go ahead and, you know, upgrade a little bit more quickly. Actually, apart from the progressions, we should probably go ahead and upgrade, you know, the stuff that's been like an eyesore. For example, this. We can definitely at least get a mythical, maybe even the phantom. I mean, the phantom's definitely possible if we get really lucky. By the way, here's the mythical. Let's go. Then from there, we can probably as well go ahead and... No, we don't have enough in order to get the phantom here just yet. But with my drops potion still going on, in fact, I probably should go ahead and pop on a few more of these. We can definitely go ahead and maybe continue AFK or just running around. I mean, we could probably go ahead running the curses as well, because the best part about this world is that all of the enemies are basically clumped together, meaning that when I run around, I take out like 50 of them at the same time. In fact, have a look down here, right? We're already getting like hundreds and hundreds of cursed fingers. And what about the curses? Yeah, we're getting hundreds of the curse tokens as well. Nice. Not gonna lie, right now in this point of the game, I'm not sure if I should just continue speedrunning and, you know, blitzing through the worlds that I can beat right now, or should I spend my time maxing out the stuff from the previous worlds? Because technically, that's the strategy when, you know, you play the normal game, right? You max out everything before and then you progress. However, with all of the admin items that I have, I'm not entirely sure if that is still the best strategy. I mean, in the end, I do want to max out everything in this video, so I do have to do all of this, I guess, work eventually, but I'm not sure if I'm getting like my priorities right. I hope you guys are understanding, you know, my dilemma at the moment. Let's see, maybe if I go ahead and get the phantom curse over here, it will be a sign for me to go ahead and max out everything before I progress. Let's see, is luck going to be on my side? Oh, okay, yes it is. I guess that means that we go ahead and max out everything before. Fair enough. Alrighty, so kicking off our little mega grind over here to get everything maxed out, we've just maxed out the curse progression as well, level 410, and just to point out, because I did actually get kind of lucky, whilst I was running around, it turns out I can actually go ahead and reach the secret boss over here, and then, yeah, it ended up dropping the Fire King aura, which is now going to be giving me an extra 25% drops. Really cool. But yeah, I guess the next thing on our list to go ahead and max out is going to be... Let's see the blood control. Let's see if I can go ahead and... Whoa, okay. Well, that's some ridiculous luck. Yeah, that's the blood control maxed out. Awesome. Now, the spiritual pressure over here, I am 99% sure that it is probably not going to get maxed out for the sheer reason that I believe it's maxes out at like level 100, not 100, like 210, I think? Or maybe no, maybe that's a different kind of like a progression thing. I don't know. Let me just head on over here to the Soul Society and let's start, I guess, quickly grinding the tokens as well. Now, the best way to grind this is probably going to be just like running back and forth up here and down here, probably at least. So let's see, I'm getting a bunch of the pressure tokens, so we might as well go ahead and start the auto over here. And let's maybe see if I can as well get some energy swords. So then that's where I can go ahead and combine them, you know, maybe get them like 3-starred, and as well maybe put like a good breathing on them. Maybe that would be a good idea. Oh yeah, as well, we can also go ahead and probably max out this. Now, in the last video, I did end up butchering the name. It's called I called it the Zanpakuto, right? But apparently it's called the Zanpakuto. At least I think that's how you say it now. Zanpakuto. You basically, the U over here, silent. I really do hope that I'm not butchering this again, because there are so many comments of people just making fun of me for butchering that name. Listen, is it obvious I don't watch Bleach? By the way, we did max it out. Cool. But as I was saying though, is it really obvious that I've never watched Bleach like once in my life? That's, you know, I probably can't mention like one of the main like items slash... Is it an item or is it an ability? I'm not sure. Yeah, honestly, I think this is proof that I need to pack it up and just put the fries in the bag. You know, watch Bleach and actually, I guess, be cool, right? Listen, man, I don't know. I have so many friends that's watched Bleach. They said how good it is, especially like the 1000-year Blood War arc or 1000-year... I don't know the names exactly, okay? But listen, if enough of you guys like scream at me down in the comments, I'll watch Bleach, I don't know, maybe like next week or something. Maybe the Bleach grind will surpass this grind. Alright, jokes aside, do we have the Reiatsu color maxed out? Nope. Let's see if we can go ahead and get the Phantom of this bad boy. Hopefully we can. I mean, we have like 9k tokens, meaning that we have like, what, 900 chances to get something? Okay, we just needed a little bit more than 9k, more specifically like 10.13k, and now all that's left to max out in the Bleach world is going to be the spiritual pressure. Yeah, we have around 8k tokens right now, probably nowhere near enough to max out, but then again, might be wrong. Oh nice, turns out I was right. Level 210 is actually going to be the max level for the spiritual pressure. Awesome. Now the next thing on our list is probably going to be maybe the Haki. I mean, I know I've started working a little bit on this, but there's still quite a way to go. Same thing for the demon fruit. I'm pretty sure I still need the dough fruit. Then as well, we have some other stuff over here that needs some maxing out, you know, getting more phantoms, maxing out progressions. You kind of get the idea. So let's just head on over to probably the dungeon upgrades and let's continue upgrading our drops multiplier. Yeah, now we're getting an extra 0.15x, and as well, is there anything else that's worth upgrading here? I guess movement speed is pretty cool, but I think, yeah, and definitely energy, 100% we need this, and damage. Yeah, okay, I think for the time being, these are going to be some relatively decent dungeon upgrades, meaning that we can head on over to probably maxing out stuff. Now, I just want to make some things clear, right? Number one, I just realized, is it worth getting the power eye maxed out just yet, you know, getting the supreme? No, because I was told that the main strategy for getting tokens, especially for getting stuff like the power eye, it is actually going to be the leaf raid. Now, why? It's because there's like 1,000 waves, and if I'm not mistaken, the chances of getting items is much higher here. Plus as well, you get a bunch of other tokens as well, like Haki tokens, Monarch tokens, Grimoire tokens, Chakra tokens. You get the idea. Basically tokens of absolutely everything, along with obviously the jewelry parts. So, you know what that means? It means it's probably the best strategy. Don't focus on maxing out the Haki and stuff right now, but rather actually continue progressing. So let's go ahead and do that, right? If I'm not mistaken, we should be able to basically, I mean, max out these quests immediately. So let's claim all of these and let's just run around for a second. Boom, there we go. That is literally every single one of the quests done, meaning that we can head on over to the Magic Hunter City. Now, what are we gonna do here? We're literally just gonna quickly immediately claim the quests once again. That's where, you know, I can immediately complete them, and as well probably just get like legendary or mythicals of just like every single gacha. Once again, will we max it out by the end of today's video? Yes, but do I need the phantoms this very second? No, I think we're relatively strong enough in order to, I guess, you know, max out and like speedrun the rest of this world. In fact, let's go ahead and see. So this is the mythical energy card claimed. Nice. Do I need the contract of greed? No, not really. It only gives a coin boost, and it's not even that much of a boost, but hey, I guess I'll take the 22% boost. I guess it's kind of free. What about this over here? The damage card shop. Can I go ahead and get some of these tokens? hold on a minute. Let me go ahead and equip my damage setup. And yep, now we can immediately one-shot everyone. Awesome. Let's quickly as well upgrade our 10 level progression. Yeah, now we're going to be getting a small energy boost. And as well, now we can go ahead and get the damage card, which hopefully if we get a mythical, okay, legendary. Fine, 6x compared to 8x. Not that much of a difference. But yeah, now from here, what's next up to do? Well, once I go ahead and complete all of the quests of this world, I am definitely going to head back on over to the Earth City so I can, you know, spam maybe like 6 or 7 rank ups. Hopefully some crazy number like that. So let's go ahead and do that right now by quickly claiming all of these quests. And then just before we rank up, let's see if I can go ahead and do anything inside of the Titan City. You know, just in case if I can get that little bit extra energy, which might allow me to maybe get an extra rank up or 2. So let's find out. Can I one-shot basically the majority of people here? No, not really. We definitely do need to get stronger ASAP, but at least we managed to get some of the family tokens. Oh yeah, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we can go ahead and get more accessories from this world. We can get a really nice money accessory, and as well Levi drops, I believe, an energy one. No, it's going to be a damage one. I see. Wait, I'm pretty sure there was an energy one in this world. Is it the secret guy over here? This is the Titanic aura, and okay, this is the one that gives energy. So yeah, the Titan world has basically accessories for everything. Damage, points, and as well energy, meaning that is it worth grinding the accessories in this world? Quite literally, because it's literally upgrading everything. All right, enough yapping. Let's get something decent on the families. At least maybe like a legendary. Come on game. I really want a legendary. Perfect. That is the legendary acquired, giving us 8x energy, meaning that it is now time to spam the rank up. So energy set equipped, and let's see. So 1 rank up, 2 rank ups, 3 rank ups, and okay. It's starting to get a little bit tough here. Okay, I think I have a little bit of a solution. What I need to do is I need to go ahead and spam a bunch of the achievements, because if I'm not mistaken, there is actually quite a lot of them that I haven't even like started claiming yet, and they would give me small yet OP boosts. For example, the Leaf Raid over here. 5% energy, 5% damage. Once again, nothing crazy, but they will add up the more I claim. And even like some of these other achievements, for example, if I get the restaurant raid X at wave 750, that's 20%. And then the progression raid, 15%, 5%, 5%, you get the idea. And actually there is a brand new raid that was added in the recent update, which quite literally gives you a lot of energy as well, like 10% of energy, damage, it's kind of everything actually. Yeah, I'm not joking when I say that some of these raids and their achievements are broken. They literally upgrade everything. So yeah, let's I guess go ahead and can I jump on into this? No, I need a tournament key, which I should have enough tokens in order to buy. So let's just buy one of these. Let's buy actually 2 of them. 1 restaurant raid key. Are there any more keys I really want? I guess I can get a few progression ones, you know, just in case I jump in the progression raid now. And apart from that though, I'm pretty sure I can also get maybe, yeah, a Titan key, just like so. And as well, let's go ahead and buy this bad boy, the Kaiju key. Now, with all of those keys equipped, let's just quickly speedrun as far as possible that I can get in each and every single raid. So, just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back after going through practically every single raid that we can. As you guys can see, we did manage to get a few more achievements in some old raids and as well some new ones. For example, here is the tournament raid basically being maxed out. I mean, have a look at this, right? We are already at wave 180, which is kind of over halfway there. Now, obviously, when I meant maxed out, I didn't mean maxed out in the sense like, you know, the whole page was done. I meant that, you know, I got to the maximum wave that I can. But yeah, don't worry. Hopefully, by the end of today's video, we will be much closer, if not at the final achievement. I guess it will depend on if it's even possible. I mean, for all I know, some of these later achievements aren't even possible right now. In fact, actually, I am right. The maximum wave that someone has ever gotten to, I think this is the maximum wave, is 329. So yeah, I guess when it comes to that, that's probably going to be the hyper maxed amount that we can get at the moment. Now, apart from that though, whilst I was doing the raids, since, you know, the raids drop a bunch of tokens, I was able to max out some other stuff. For example, I got the Phantom Eternal Atomic Eye. I got, I believe as well, yeah, the Dough Fruit and a few more Phantom stuff and maxed out swords, you know, here and there, meaning that I should now hopefully be strong enough to do a bunch more progression. For example, with my energy team now equipped, we are getting 5.21 TDD per click, meaning that we can rank up once, and then can we rank up again? Yes, we're going to be able to rank up again, and probably 2 more times before it gets like really long to do. Now, whilst we are going ahead and getting enough energy in order to rank up, we might as well go ahead and see if we can make some jewelry. So, having a look at the resources over here, do we have enough for a rose gold one? Okay, we are starting to get relatively close on some of them, but we are still missing out on a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head on over to my inventory, right? And I am going to open up all of these parts. And then what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to quickly head on over to the exchange jewelry section. And I'm just going to, you know, do all of these. So 20, 25, 31, 36, and let's just do all of these as well because, you know, why not? And let's also do the crystals, because right now, even though in long term I am probably going to be needing the crystals, I'd rather go ahead and just get the rose gold base versions of everything. So let's see, I have 284 of these jewelry coins, and then when I go ahead and okay, I believe I need 20 rose gold earrings, which when I exchange takes away 100. Okay. How many of the rose gold ring ones do I need? 28 and then 22 over here. 28, 22. Let's do the 22 one because I probably have a higher chance of having enough for that. So 22 rose gold necklaces now acquired, and let's just do max of this. Okay, we need just that little bit more in order to get the rose gold ring, but at least we are able to go ahead and craft, you know, the other ones. So this is going to be the rose gold necklace, and then this is going to be the rose gold earring now acquired. And then if I head on over to my jewelry section, they are now both equipped, probably buffing my energy a lot, meaning that, yeah, I can already go ahead and rank up. Alright then, I think it's finally time that we stop maxing out everything in the previous worlds, or at least, you know, for the time being. Now what I'm going to do is, let's have a look at the stats, right, of our character right now. So it is going to be over here. Right now, time played, we are at 5 hours, which is a little over like 2.5x time that we had spent in the previous video. However, by the time we finish this video, it is going to probably be much higher. So what I'm going to do is, let's quickly max out the energy stuff over here, right? And let's just start speedrunning through every single world. Now, just to make it clear, I'm not going to show absolutely everything because then this video would be like probably 40-50 minutes, but this is what you should expect. Whenever I unlock a world, I'm going to be getting a legendary or mythical on every single gacha. When I do that, I will then spam rank ups over and over until eventually I am able to unlock, you know, the next world. Then from there, what I'll do is I'll just repeat that process over and over until eventually I unlock the final world, which is going to be world 18. And as well, I'm going to be doing some, you know, small things on the side. For example, when I unlock the kaiju raid, I'll do the kaiju raid. When I unlock, I don't know, to be honest, I haven't even gotten to some of these worlds on my main, so I have no clue what each of them have. But yeah, give me around, what, 2-3 hours, something like that, I don't know, we'll see. But trust me, you are not going to be seeing this video until we at least get to World 18, the Chainsaw City. Let's get the final grinding started. So, claiming our quests over here, we should be able to unlock the next world, which in this case is going to be Village of Sins. Then for the next world that we're going to be unlocking on our list, it is going to be the Kaiju base. Literally the world that I am on my main account. So yeah, anything from I guess this point onwards is going to be completely new stuff to me. But anyways, back to the grinding. So this should be, yeah, all of the quests done, meaning that we can now head on over to the Tempest capital, which is going to be having ultimate skills, species, demon lord energy, all that good stuff. And since this is a new area on the channel, I am, I guess, going to do a little bit of a rundown through it, you know, just so then this video is that slightly bit longer and you guys can see exactly what kind of boosts I'm going to be getting. Oh yeah, for those of you wondering why I already have some tokens, I literally just, you know, exchange for them here at the exchange shop. It's a pretty good way to prepare for, you know, when you go ahead and unlock new worlds. But anyways, auto rolling over here, we are going to be getting a small energy boost, you know, nothing too crazy, but obviously once we run out of the energy tokens, it is going to then be giving us probably like a 0.5x boost, which is still 50%. We'll take that. Now, I will go ahead and do this off camera for the time being. I do want to see if I can get some more energy related stuff, because you know that's what you guys really care about at the moment. Is this energy related? I mean, it's damage, it's close enough. So let's see, are we going to be getting lucky over here? You know, maybe we get the Supreme. And actually, speaking of Supremes, I might as well go ahead and showcase this. If I just go ahead and open up my inventory, you will see that I'll have not one, but 2 Supremes. Now, the stories on both of them are quite interesting. The first one over here, I did actually capture on camera. In fact, I'm going to play the clip for you right now. Oh, I was watching TikTok. I did not expect to get that. Let's go. Yeah, I guess you could say that was pretty cool. But then when it comes to this one, the Kaiju Supreme, I didn't even expect to happen, okay? Like, let me show you guys. Yeah, have a look over here. 375 spins. All I wanted was a mythical or, you know, a phantom. I wasn't expecting to get it, you know, so quickly. But I mean, hey, am I complaining? No, definitely not. But yeah, unfortunately, I was not able to get this on camera. So for those of you guys that love to see, I guess, the moments that, you know, I roll on it, unfortunately, yeah, I apologize. But anyways, we got the mythical over here. For time being, I will stick with that. It is going to be giving me an 8 times multiplier. And then where is the species? Okay, here's the species. And is this the energy thing? Yes, it is going to be the energy thing. Once again, it does have a Supreme. And I guess for time being, we have 5k tokens. We could easily go ahead and get ourselves the mythical. So let's go ahead and roll this and let's see if we're going to get lucky or insanely lucky, like a phantom or maybe even the Supreme. No, apparently we're not even lucky enough to get the mythical. That is crazy. Okay, I mean, 8 times NG, I guess we'll still take those. But yeah, now that I have all of that good stuff, we might as well go back on over to like the first ones, like for example, you know, the Earth City, and yeah, just spam a bunch and a bunch of energy grinding. Hold on. Now that my energy stuff is equipped, I can get 1, 2, a lot of rank ups. Once again, you get the idea. I've already done this like 7 times already. Let's just immediately cut to, I guess, when I go ahead and get myself World 15, which is going to be the Virtual City. Alright, so this is going to be the quest for this world completed. Now we can head on over to the Virtual City. Then from there, we have the JoJo World 16, the Cairo, which is going to be having stands, ripple energy, onomatopoeia, and all of the stand related stuff. So let's go ahead and let's claim this, and it's time to move on to the final 2 worlds. And okay, after a really long time later, we have finally unlocked, if I'm not mistaken, the second to last world, the Ghoul City. Now this one's going to be having, you know, 4 different things that we can go ahead and upgrade. So let's have a look. So this is going to be an energy gacha. What about the Cognates? Is this like going to be energy as well? No, it's going to be damage. And okay, it seems like both of these gachas do have Supreme, so that's going to be really difficult to max out. What about the damage cells? Okay, it's pretty straightforward. Just a damage boost and Cognate leveling, which I think it's just going to be upgrading your Cognate. Once again, pretty straightforward stuff. Nothing we can really do here at the moment. But yeah, let's end off this video at the final world. And finally, after so long later, we are finally back with basically the final quest done. Like literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's all of the quests done. Now I do want to go ahead and showcase how long that I've spent, you know, since the last time that you saw me. It has not been 2 or 3 hours. It has been, I'm pretty sure the last time I saw you guys was around the 5-hour mark. So it's been pretty much 11 hours straight since then. Now the reason that it took so long is because even with, you know, all of like these admin swords, for example, that give me like a 1000x damage boost, when it comes to the final worlds, it's actually kind of relatively useless. Like, don't get me wrong, I know that like the strongest sword is like a 36x multiplier, so you know it's still like over 10x stronger than, you know, the best sword you could get normally. but still, like, it seems like the game in the later stages is still so balanced to the point where even if you just have ridiculously broken swords, you still need to get the gachas, you know, you still need to go on over to, for example, I don't know, the power eyes, right? And you really need to go ahead and, you know, get the supremes and the phantoms and all of that good stuff. And actually, just before we go ahead into the final world, I might as well give you guys a little bit of an update of some ridiculously broken luck. Let's start over here at the Ghoul City, the Kagane. Yeah, I managed to get the Supreme in only 472 spins. Now, before you guys start saying, SMG, why did you get the Supreme off camera, right? Why didn't you, like, record that time? Let me show you why, okay? Look over here on the Kagane section. No mythical, no phantom. I just wanted to get one of those, so then that's way I could then save up the tokens, so then, you know, that's way I am strong enough to actually get some tokens in this world, and then record myself getting the Supreme. But then I quite literally just got it for no reason before the other two. Yeah, some pretty mad stuff. Not only that though, yeah, we have a bunch of other Supremes. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these are just ridiculously luck based. For example, the Supreme Kaiju Power, once again, I am 99% sure the Kaiju Power, I barely got anything here. Yeah, I was trying to get the Phantom, got the Supreme. It might have even showcased it before, I'm not entirely sure. Ultimate skills, once again, I was just trying to get the Phantom because for some reason the Phantom would seem to be like more rarer than the Supreme. I don't know why my luck was just cooking for just no reason. Same thing here. Trying to get the Phantom, you know, so then that's where I can get the Supreme on camera, and then I just get the Supreme. Like, what? Yeah, you guys kind of get the idea. It kind of happened for like the majority of these things. I think the only thing that I did kind of forget to just record in general was the Supreme Gleam Power. Now, how you get this is actually from the achievement of the Gleam Raid. Pretty straightforward stuff. Once again, I do apologize that I didn't at least claim this achievement on camera, but I mean, hey, it was like, what, like 1 a.m. when I got this, and I was like, not thinking straight. Whatever, enough yapping about Supremes and whatnot, we get it, SMG. Your luck was ridiculously broken like all of the episodes in this, I guess, series. Let's head on over to the final world. So, Chainsaw City. Finally acquired. Oh my goodness. Let's, I guess, quickly start unlocking everything. So Deborah Hunt over here. We have, this is all going to be energy based. Okay. The Akuma powers, which is going to be probably, yep, damage based. Then from there, we have Akuma damage, which is going to be upgrading damage. And yeah, Akuma energy, which is going to be upgrading energy. Now, apart from that though, we don't have any of the tokens right now, which is a little bit weird. I thought I went ahead and, you know, exchanged for them. Oh wait, okay, they haven't even been added to the shop yet. Okay, that makes sense. No problem, I guess. Let's just quickly see if I can go ahead and take out anybody with my damage setup on. Nope, not even a little bit. That is crazy. Wow. Actually, wait, to be fair though, it does make sense. I mean, I don't have like the best of everything. For example, probably I could get, you know, the Supreme Ghoul Mask, the Supreme Daemon, and then I'm probably missing like 1 or 2 more Supremes somewhere here and there. Plus as well, I don't actually have any jewelry just yet, like as in terms of like damage or coins or luck, or even, I guess, the best energy ones that you can get, because even though that these are really, really good, the best one involves like combining all of them into like this kind of like gemmed one, you know. Have a look over here. For example, we can get a energy rose gold ring, and it would be 0.75x compared to 0.55x. And yeah, obviously if I were to get the damage version of this, then this would be 0.75x damage, 0.75x damage, and yeah, that number once again, which would be like what, maybe 3x damage, which would definitely be helping out a bunch in this world. And then as well, I can obviously pop on a damage potion. I can reset my levels over here into like all of damage alone. Yeah, there's still definitely a lot of stuff I can do. In fact, I believe I'm only like on prestige 1, meaning that I do actually have 2 more prestiges to get to, which would then be able to allow me to get an even stronger damage, I guess, amount and energy amount. And as well, apart from that though, probably there's a few, I guess, achievements here and there that I could potentially get. Like, for example, time played, you know, if I play for like 1,250 hours, then I will get like a 50% energy boost, which, you know, will help for the rank ups. Then from there, also total enemies, you know, the longer I AFK in this game, the stronger I will get. And obviously we have the total dungeon amount, which is not really going to be making you that broken, but I mean, hey, if each of them gives like 10% damage, right? Then that's going to add up, you know, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. And if I'm not mistaken, the stronger that the dungeon gets, it's actually, yeah, the higher of the amount it is. For example, beats Nightmare 5 times, 20% damage, and 15 times is another 20% damage. Yeah, as you guys can see, there is still a lot for like room for improvement. And in fact, I want to do 2 more things in this video before we end it off. Now, I know I did promise that I was gonna max out everything in this video. However, I do feel like this video has already gone long enough, so I might as well go ahead and make a mini third part. You know, it's probably not gonna be like a 30-minute part 3 video, but it would probably be around like 10 to maybe maximum 20 minutes. I guess it's gonna depend on how long it takes for me to max everything out. But yeah, back to what I was saying though, the last 2 things that I want to do is going to be A, trying out I guess this what do you call it, the dungeon, right? The chainsaw dungeon. Yeah, for a second I forgot how you say it. What can we get in this? We can get the pocket tower, which, here we go, it's going to be actually giving you a damage multiplier. Then from there, I guess this could help out a bunch in getting the stands. And then the second thing that I want to do before I end of this video is get 1 supreme pet from this final egg, because apparently this final egg does actually have a supreme that you can hatch. So yeah, let's jump on into this chainsaw defense, and let's see, are we going to be getting one-shotted, or okay, we're going to be failing absolutely miserably. Nice. Well, that was a little bit embarrassing. Maybe, hopefully, I can get something good from this egg. I really do hope that I get something good from this egg. Hold on, let's open once. So then that way I can get like all of the, what do you call it, the index. Let's open another time until we get the phantom over here. Come on, give me the phantom, give me that secret. Awesome, there we go. We just got the secret. Nice. Now, let's just leave this open, I guess, and let's just speed hatch until I guess eventually we go ahead and get ourselves the supreme. Cue the mini hatching time lapse if it's even more than, I guess, 20 seconds. Yep. I didn't even have enough time to put food in my mouth. That is crazy. Hold on, let me like semi-chew this. So, the pets of this world, how strong are they? So, they are as strong as Lady Ray's over here. That is really good. So, if we were to get a full team of these bad boys, that would probably be like a 3 times to 4 times X multiplier on like my whole team. And then obviously that would stack up nicely. It would make me more OP. And it's definitely going to be making a perfect weight in order to get strong in part 3 of this series. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to be wrapping things up. Once again, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know exactly what to do. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button with notifications on. And also feel free to join my Discord server. It's gonna be... Wait, hold on a minute. Something's happening. I'm hearing rumbling in the distance. Is that... Oh my god. No. Ah!
Dear SMG Infinity viewers, I have intercepted your daily broadcast of Roblox slop to save you from any further brain rotting. It has come to my immediate attention that this man, this menace, has finally made quality content in the form of 2 Hollow Knight Silksong streams that you should be really watching as well. And I have come like an angel from the gates of heaven to save his channel from eternal damnation. Now go! Watch peak content before the Reaper takes your very soul. Anyhow, I will now ascend back to my higher level to continue playing Peak like a functional and highly respected member of society. Goodbye and good riddance. Lovingly, Dapper Hats.
You guys okay? I have no clue what happened. It must have been the wind, right? Anyway, just like I said, like and subscribe. I'll see you all in part 3.